And we'll start our yoga practice. I'm Trina. Thank you so much for joining Yoga Flow today. Ellen told me that this is an intermediate class, so I'll try to go at an intermediate level, but please feel free to unmute at any time and ask for modifications, either easier or harder. I can't really see the chat happening while I'm teaching, so it's better if you can to unmute if you feel comfortable with that. Let's start by setting our posture and our intention. Feet under your hips, lift up through those legs, feeling the legs lift up, the hip bones lift up, lift the rib cage up off the waist, roll the shoulder blades down the back, open those palms to the front of the room, lift your chin, level your head, feel the back of the head over the back of the spine. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And we'll take 3 breaths here in our Tadasana pose. Really focus on feeling the back of the head over the back of the spine. That head should be perfectly balanced. We often have a forward head posture while we're working at our computer and forward shoulders. So we're trying to counteract that. And open your eyes. You can come into your Ujjayi yoga breathing, that whisper breathing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach the arms forward, body forward, spine straight as long as you can, and then fold. On the exhale, slowly roll up back to your Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Reach forward on the exhale. Roll yourself up on an inhale. Set yourself in your Tadasana. One more time like that. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Roll up to your Tadasana on an inhale. Exhale here. Limbering up, warming up. Inhale, arms up. This time we're going to come forward in a swan dive, arms to the side. Bring those arms down. Inhale, flat back. You can leave your palms on the mat or bring them up to your shins for a flat back. Exhale, fold. And now step or jump back into your plank. Let's hold here for 3 breaths. Feel the top of the head reaching forward, heels pushing back. Strong through those shoulder blades. You should almost feel your spine doming in the shoulder blades, in between the shoulder blades. 3 breaths. On your exhale, Chaturanga, you can drop your knees or stay on your toes. Hug those elbows to the rib cage. Come to hover over the mat. Rise up to up dog or to cobra. If you're in up dog, strong core, you're not letting the spine fully collapse. And push back up into down dog. Let your heels float down toward the mat. Roll through your shoulders to drop your head down between your arms. Pushing the booty up and behind you diagonally to get a nice stretch along the back of the body. One more breath here. And let's come into our warrior series. Inhale the right leg up into the air. Step it forward. Turn that back foot back. Rise up to your warrior 1. Hips are square to the front. They really want to open to the side. They're square to the front. Pressing the outside edge of that back foot into the mat. Holding here for 2 breaths. Palms to heart center. Opening to warrior 2, shoulders and hips. Go square to the side of the room, strong front knee, it's not collapsing in. Gaze over the front fingertips, lengthening those arms, 2 breaths. Flip that front palm. Inhale, tilt up to peaceful warrior. Gaze is up at that top hand. Fingers of the back hand are either above or below the knee. Not putting pressure on the knee, 2 breaths. And now we're going to exhale into an extended side angle. Tuck your right elbow inside your right thigh. Left arm reaches over. Gaze is under that top arm. Bottom hand strong and open. 2 breaths. Palms to the mat. Walk that outside foot to the edge of the mat, coming into a lizard. You can be up on that back toe, or you can drop down to that back knee. You can bring your elbows to the mat if that works for you. If you have a block, you can also rest your elbows on the block. Whatever is comfortable for you in the stretch. Again, you can come on the toe if you're looking more for strength. You can drop to the knee if you're looking more for stretch. One more breath. Back up onto those palms. Step that right foot back to meet the left. We're back in our plank. Inhale, exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Really nice. We're gonna rest here for 2 breaths and then come into that sequence on the left. On your next inhale, lift that left leg into the air, step it forward, turn the right foot to the mat, pressing that outside edge, rising to our warrior 1. Hips square, shoulders square in front of you. 2 breaths. You can try to float down on those exhales. Palms to heart center, open into your warrior 2. Open the hips, open the shoulders to the side of the room. Really double down on pressing the outside edge of that right foot to the mat. Flip that front palm. Peaceful warrior. Gaze up at the top hand. Feeling that nice stretch along the side of the body and the inner thigh here. Inhale and then exhale to extended side angle. Pressing that elbow inside the thigh. Reaching the top hand over. Gaze under that top hand, 2 breaths. Palms to the mat. Walk that left foot out to the side, getting ready for our lizard pose. You can drop to your knee, that back knee, or stay on your toe. Bring your elbows to the mat if that's available to you. And enjoy this stretch. We've got 4 breaths here. Palms to the mat. Step that left foot back to meet the right. Inhale, exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths here to transition to our Crescent Lunge series. Inhale that right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. This time, left toes stay on the mat. Hip width and distance apart between those legs. Arms up into our Crescent Lunge. Pressing back with that back heel. Trying to have the back leg nice and straight. Inhale. Exhale, float down. Palms to heart center. We're going to twist over that front leg, hooking the elbow outside, trying to keep those palms right at heart center instead of letting them creep up towards your shoulder. You can stay on your toe or you can drop to your back knee, whatever is comfortable for this twist. And now drop that left hand inside the right arm. Big, big twist. Bottom shoulder really pushing toward the side of the room to get that chest super parallel to the wall. 2 more breaths here. Coming back to our Crescent Lunge, rising up. We're going to come forward into a standing split. So you're going to bring those palms in front of that foot, push that back leg up into the air, standing split here. 2 breaths. Step back into your Crescent Lunge, 2 breaths. We're going to do that 2 more times. Forward to our standing split. 2 breaths. Crescent Lunge, 2 breaths. Last time, standing split. Crescent Lunge, 2 breaths. And palms to the mat. Step that right foot back. Inhale, exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. That's kind of an intense sequence, so we'll hold here for 5 breaths. If you'd like, you can come to a child's pose, or you can stay in your down dog. 5 breaths. And if you're not in down dog, please join me. Inhale that left leg up, step it forward for your Crescent Lunge. Making sure you're not trying to stand on a balance beam. Don't need to make it harder than it is. Holding here for 3 breaths. Palms to heart center, twisting over that front knee. Big twist. Trying to keep those palms at heart center. You can drop to the back knee. Right leg down to the, my right hand down to the mat, excuse me. Open up that chest. Lifting up through the left arm. And come back to that crescent lunge. We're going to do our standing split series. Coming forward into your standing split. 2 breaths. See, I'm kind of off the camera view. Coming back to your crescent lunge, 2 breaths. Hands to the mat, about 12 to 18 inches in front of the foot. 2 breaths. Crescent lunge, 2 breaths. One more set, standing split. Crescent lunge. Palms to the mat, step that left foot back. We're going to chaturanga all the way down to the mat. So float until your body is resting on the mat. We're going to do our locust pose. Arms alongside the body, palms facing up, working our lower back here. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Big inhale. On your exhale, lift your legs, lift your chest up off the mat, holding here for 3 breaths. And release. One more time like that, then we'll come into a floor bow. I really should have grabbed a strap. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale, and on the exhale, lift up. Aspirationally, just your hips are in contact with the floor. That's how much you're lifted. Shoulder blades back. And come back down to the mat. If it is available to you, you can grab, not sure if I can do both at once. Pretty tight right now. Grab your feet or ankles. Try to bring those legs together, lifting up in the floor bow. And release. Windshield wiper those legs back and forth. To release the tension in the lower back. Palms under your shoulders. Push up into your plank. You can come through your knees if you'd like. Push back to down dog. Step or jump your feet up to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Stay in this fold here for a second. Grab your big toes with a yoga toe hold. Try to straighten those knees. Let the head feel heavy, hanging down toward the floor. Holding this forward fold. Slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Head last, roll back those shoulders. Palms face the front of the room. Strong Tadasana, chest open, shoulders back, back of the head over the back of the spine. See if you feel like there's just a little more room in between those vertebrae than when we started. A little bit more open in the chest and the shoulders. Hopefully you're already feeling good. Let's come into a balance. We'll do a campfire pose today. So start by rocking your weight side to side until it all lands on that right foot or whichever foot you want to start with. I'm stronger on my right, so I'll demo there. So when I fall over on the left, you'll already know what you're doing. So standing, bring that other leg over above the knee, cross that ankle over the leg, palms to heart center, and start to sit back if you can, trying to bring those elbows down to that leg as though you were standing in front of a nice campfire. A beautiful mountain evening. Gentle weight of your elbow above that knee to get some nice hip opening here. 4 breaths. And rising up, you can circle that standing leg, standing ankle, get some tension out, get ready to come to the left, rock the feet side to side, all that weight on the left, pick up those left toes, set them down one at a time, cross that right foot over, and get ready to sit back into this pose for 4 breaths. And I should have demoed, if you need balance, you can bring this foot here, or you can bring your hands to the floor for balance. And rise back up, circle that ankle, get out some of that tension. Let's come into standing pose. Let's do our triangle, my favorite pose. One foot is forward, other foot to the side. Take those hips, rotate them back to the front of the room. They really want to open up toward this leg. Hips and shoulders stay square. Inhale, arms to the side. Reach to the side until you can reach no farther, and then let that arm drop. You can have your arm, this resting hand, wherever it's comfortable, inside or outside your leg or down to the mat, but really trying to keep your chest open to the wall. Gaze is up at that top hand. Inhale, lifting up with this top hand, coming back to the top. Turn this back foot the same direction as the front foot. You might want to close your feet up a little. We're coming into humble warrior. You can bring your palms behind you into prayer, or you can grab opposite elbows. Lift that face to the sky, open the chest to the sky. Inhale and then exhale, humble bow, keeping those hips square. So you kind of actively have to swivel that top hip toward the back. You want to feel a nice strong stretch in the hamstring of that front leg. Enjoying this humble warrior here. Let your head hang. Slowly roll up. Head last. Switch your feet to start your triangle on the other side. Reset those hips and shoulders. Inhale, exhale, reach to the side. Drop that hand down, letting it run down the leg till you find a comfortable resting spot where your chest and shoulders are staying open. Lifting up with this top hand, coming into our peaceful, our humble warrior. Turn that back foot to the front. If you're grasping elbows, try to have the other arm on top. Inhale, face up to the sky, opening that chest. Exhale, reach forward, forward, forward until you come to your bow. Swiveling that front hip to the back to maintain your square hips. This time your left leg, or whichever leg is in front, gets that nice hamstring stretch. And slowly roll up. Bring those feet together. We're gonna come back down to the mat for a boat pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump into your plank, Chaturanga. Up dog. And down dog. Holding here. And step those feet all the way through, coming to rest booty on the mat. Coming into our boat pose. Let's get ourselves started by just feeling the weight, where the weight should be in our glutes. So you can have your palms on the mat, fingertips towards your toes, heels on the mat. Strong spine. So use that core to protect the spine. We don't want to form it into a C. Feel that strong spine. You can stay here. You can lift those feet. You can lift those arms. Holding here for 3 breaths. Coming back down, we're going to do that again. Choose your level. Hands on the mat, feet on the mat, feet off the mat, hands off the mat, legs extended. 3 breaths. And slowly extend all the way onto the mat. Arms behind you. Big stretch here. You can walk one leg and then the other, getting a little more stretch along the side of the body. We're gonna roll all the way up and come all the way forward into a seated forward fold. You can have hold of your calves, shins, or feet. Trying to get a nice reach forward with the top of the head. Sitting up, we've got time to come through to our down dog and just do a little bit more hip opening with 3-legged dog. Inhale that right leg up into the air. Exhale, open the hip, bend the knee. Look for that right foot under the left arm. Shoulders stay square. This twist is happening at your waist. Nice big twist here. If you are comfortable, and I promise this is easier than it looks, you can flip your dog, keep this right foot, bring it all the way over, opening up that arm, lifting the hips high in the air. And unflip. Back to your 3-legged dog. Bring that right foot down. Inhale that left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Look for that foot under the right arm. Opening the hip, shoulders square. And if you're comfortable, flip your dog, lifting up the hips, opening up the chest to the sky. Bring yourself back. Leg in the air. Down dog one more time. Finish here with 3 breaths. You can walk your knees if you'd like, or you can hold the pose and try to let your heels float to the mat. And coming all the way through onto our back. As I said, I'm sorry, I have to get us into our Savasana now. So tuck those shoulder blades under, open your chest, palms facing up to the sky. Let those feet open a comfortable distance apart. You can walk your right foot down and then your left foot down to make sure you've got as much distance as you can in your body. Once you feel yourself settled, close your eyes and let go into the mat. Trying to melt down into the mat. Wiggle your jaw to get the tension out of your mouth. Unstick your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Start to bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Circle the wrists, circle the ankles. Roll over onto one side, keeping eyes closed if you're comfortable with that, using your arm as a pillow. Tuck your knees, tuck your toes into a fetal position. And push yourself to seated. Back of your hands on your thighs, palms face up, thumb and finger in the mudra. Push that tailbone down into the mat and lift the top of the head to the sky. Feel how long and tall and straight that spine is after all of the work that you just put in. Inhale, face to the sky. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, face to the sky. Exhale, chin to the chest. Bring your head back to neutral. Bring it all the way through until you feel that nice balance of the back of the head over the back of the spine. Chin is probably higher than you would think. Inhale, palms to heart center. Big exhale. Getting back into that relaxation. Inhale, palms to the center of your forehead. And if you'd like, you can join me in a bow.
Namaste.
Thank you for joining yoga class today. I'm sorry I have to end a little bit early. I need to go pick up my son. I really appreciate you sticking it out with the sub.